Bristol, England, November night. The lights are low, the bass is heavy, and two legends stand on stage, DJ Premier and The Alchemist, mics in hand, crates behind them, the type of show where real heads pull up, hoodies, fitteds, and old Illmatic tees with the necks stretched out. Premier steps to the front of the stage. He raises his hand like a preacher about to speak gospel. DJ Premier was on stage when he screamed out on the mic, "How many people are ready for that Nas Premier album?" The crowd explodes with disbelief. He lets it hang for a second, that dramatic pause only a legend can afford. DJ Premier then says, "December 12th, get ready, curse." The place erupts, phones shoot up into the air. Someone in the front row damn near drops their drink. A kid in the corner starts screaming like his team just won the finals. And then Preemo drops the needle. Straight out the dungeons of rap. The opening keys of NY State of Mind crack through the speakers. That same piano loop from 1994. That same unease. That same New York darkness. We're watching the present, but it feels like the past just walked into the room and demanded respect. Tonight, it finally feels real. After decades of rumors, interviews, false starts, and coming soon whispers, Nas and DJ Premier are dropping a full joint album December 12th. One MC, one producer, no skips, no gimmicks, just rap. Let's walk through the story, the history, the long wait and the comeback, real time, real facts, real rap. To really get what this album means, you gotta wind the tape back. Queensbridge, early 90s. Young Nasir Jones is that kid the older cats whisper about. The one with the notebook. The one who can turn a hallway conversation into a 16-bar verse. Marley Marl, main source, all that. His name's already floating, but he hasn't dropped the album yet. Then he links with a quiet assassin from Brooklyn, Christopher DJ Premier Martin. Premier's already building a catalog with Gangstar, KRS-One, Group Home, Biggie, Jay-Z, drum patterns like Concrete, chopped samples like Broken Glass, that signature head nod boom bap that sounds like subway tunnels and stolen radios. When Nas is recording Illmatic, Preemo walks into the story like a character that's been foreshadowed the whole time. In that cramped studio, they cut 3 joints that changed both their lives. NY State of Mind, Memory Lane, Sitting in the Park, and Represent. Premier talks later about how Nas wrote NY State of Mind on the spot, pacing the room, mumbling to himself, then stepping in the booth and knocking out a verse in one take. That famous honest little line, "I don't know how to start this shit." It wasn't a gimmick. That was real. Nas literally working out how to begin a song that would go on to become one of the greatest hip-hop tracks ever made. Small room, weed smoke hanging low, MPC on the table, vinyl sleeves all over the floor. DJ Premier says, I got something for you, Nasty. Listen to this." He hits play. That haunting piano loop, the dirty drums, the way the kick and snare feel like they're punching through brick walls. Nas closes his eyes, starts swaying. He whispers bars to himself, barely audible. Nas muttering, "Straight out the dungeons, fake, don't make it back, jungle, guns will blast." Premier sits back in his chair, watching. He's seen a lot of rappers, but this feels different. DJ Premier thinking, yo, this kid is painting with his words. Nas finally steps into the booth. Nas says, "I don't know how to start this shit." But DJ Premier responded through the talkback and said, "Just go. 1, 2, 3, and Nas goes. The verse hits like a movie. Project hallways, stick-up kids, cracked sidewalks, police sirens in the distance. It's not just rap, it's documentary footage in rhyme form. After that, it's locked in. Nas plus DJ Premier equals a certain kind of magic. They double down on It Was Written. They come back with I Gave You Power, where Nas raps from the perspective of a gun. That song becomes one of his most praised concept records, and it's stamped with Premier's name on the boards. On I Am, they drop Nas's Like, a pure boom bap clinic, strings, scratches, dense bars that critics still call a return to form classic. On Stillmatic, they link again for Second Childhood, where Nas reflects on people who never grow past old habits, while Premier crafts that melancholy, dusty backdrop. They don't have 100 songs together, but the ones they do have, cement. So when fans talk Nas and producers, there's always that barbershop argument. Nas and Preemo or Nas and Large Professor? Which run do you pick? The fact that's even a debate tells you how big this collab lane is. The crazy part, even with all that chemistry, they never did a full joint album. Not yet. Mid-2000s. The internet's getting louder, message boards, early blogs, mixtape forums. Somewhere in that era, in an interview with Scratch Magazine, Nas mentioned something that changes everything. He and DJ Premier are working on a collab album. Not a song, not a one-off, a full project. Fans go nuts. Threads pop up like, if Nas and Preemo really do a whole album, that's the greatest thing ever. We need 10 tracks minimum. Imagine NY state of mind energy for a whole tape. But then, nothing. Years pass. 2011, Nas gives another update. Yeah, it's still in the works. He says it hasn't died, it's just not ready. In the meantime, his career keeps moving. Stillmatic, God's Son, Street's Disciple, Hip Hop is Dead, Life is Good, The King's Disease Run, Magic. He's working with everyone from Salaam Remi to Hit Boy, Alchemist, and more. Premo's busy too. More Gangstar, work with Jay-Z, Royce, Christina Aguilera, underground acts, international artists. He's still on everybody's GOAT producer list. The Nas and Premier album becomes one of those hip-hop myths. Right next to Detox, the full Ray and Ghost Mafia movie album. Andre 3000 solo rap return. People joke that Nas and Preemo album dropping right after Detox. Every once in a while, a rumor pops up on a forum. My cousin's friend's engineer says Nas and Preemo cut 3 songs last month, but nothing concrete. 2 dudes in a barbershop in Queens. Clippers buzzing. ESPN on mute. Flex playing in the background from the little radio by the sink. One fan whispers, "Yo, I'm telling you, if Nas and Preemo ever lock in for a whole project, it's over. That's Illmatic energy all over again." Another fan responds, "Bro, they've been saying that since I had braids. I don't believe nothing until I see the track list and a date." Then another fan says they said it's in the works though. In the works is rapper talk for, I might do it if I feel like it. I ain't trying to hear that. Old head in the corner reading the paper chimes in, "Let me tell y'all something. Some albums gotta marinate. You don't rush certain dishes, man. Nas and Preemo, that's gumbo. That stew, it gotta simmer." They laugh, but deep down, everybody knows he's right. Some things you can't force. Fast forward to 2022. Out of nowhere, the two reunite on a song called Beat Breaks on Premier's Hip Hop 50 Volume 1 project. It's the first time in a decade they've done a new record together. The chemistry's still there. The beat is dusty, chopped, dirty. Nas is in that pocket only Premo's drums seem to pull out of him. For fans, this feels like the universe whispering they still got it and they're still talking. Then comes April 19th, 2024. 30 years since Illmatic dropped. To celebrate the anniversary, Nas and DJ Premier released a new single called Define My Name. Premier on the beat, Nas on the mic. Classic combo, but this time, it's not just a one-off. In the rollout and press around the track, they confirmed the thing we've been waiting to hear. There is a full joint album coming, and it's coming soon. Soon still feels vague, but now it's not myth, it's not rumor, it's on record. Meanwhile, Nas isn't just an artist, he's a label boss and curator through Mass Appeal. In 2025, Mass Appeal announces a campaign called Legend Has It. A series of albums from hip-hop veterans like Ghostface Killah, Raekwon, Mobb Deep, De La Soul, Big L, Slick Rick, and more. Each album is like a comic book issue, a chapter in a shared universe of New York rap legends. Nas describes it like wanting the world to see these artists as superheroes, not just nostalgia acts. De La Soul drops Cabin in the Sky. Raekwon drops the Emperor's New Clothes. Mobb Deep, Slick Rick, Ghostface each get their own entry, new music with old DNA. But every article, every post, every think piece about Legend Has It keeps circling back to one line. The crown jewel will be the collaborative Nas and DJ Premier album that's been in the works for nearly 2 decades. By mid-2025, you can feel the campaign tightening around that final reveal. Then in October, Nas sits down with Rolling Stone. He confirms the album is done. He says this straight up, "I can't wait for people to finally hear it. For me and him, it was personally a long time coming for us to do it." He also reveals there are songs going back years. Ideas from the early 2000s mixed with newer sessions they finally finished in 2024 to 2025. Some of those old ideas they'd been talking about for years finally made it on the album. Now the myth has a skeleton. We know it's real, it's finished. It has older and newer material blended together. It's the final piece in the Legend Has It rollout. All we're missing is the date, which brings us back to that stage in Bristol, to Premier asking how many people are ready, to December 12th being carved into hip-hop history. Now imagine stepping inside those sessions. Some of the songs might go all the way back to when Nas was still dropping I Am and Stillmatic. Others are fresh, written in a world after King's Disease and Magic, when Nas already proved he could still run with and ahead of the new generation. Dark Studio, posters of Gangstar and Illmatic on the wall. Preemo loads up a beat, it's gritty, mid-tempo, the bass rumbles like a subway car. DJ Premier says, "I made this one thinking about Queensbridge at 3 a.m., kid. Sirens, dice games, that corner store that never closes." Nas nods, headphones halfway on, halfway off. Nas says, yeah, that hallway talk, you hear how the snare slap? That's like a project door closing in your face. He steps to the mic, lays a rough hook. Nothing finished, just a sketch. Nas rapping softly. From the bridge to the boroughs, we define the name. God's son with the preem cuts, designed the flame. Preemo hits spacebar, stops the track. DJ Premier, we'll come back to that verse. It ain't cooked yet, but it's something. There's a lot of it's something moments when you're making a classic. Not every idea becomes a final track right away. Some sit on hard drives, some live only in people's memories, some get resurrected years later with new energy. That's part of what Nas meant when he said, we didn't get a chance to do them when we were talking about them, but we finally got a chance to put those recordings together this year. Old files, new verses, past potential meeting present execution, different year, same bond. Now Nas is a veteran with Grammys, business ventures, and investment wins. Premier is a living blueprint for producers across the world. They're in the lab working on Define My Name, the song that would end up commemorating Illmatic's 30th anniversary and signal the album was on the way. Preemo plays that beat. It's classic him, chopped sample, tight drums, scratches that feel like exclamation marks. DJ Premier says, I wanted this one to sound like 1994 outside, but 2024 inside, you feel me? Same hunger, better tools. Nas laughs, says, let's give him a definition in real time then. He steps in the booth and you can hear that blend of old and new in his voice. A man who's seen the industry chew people up, but never swallowed him. He raps about legacy, about his name not just being famous, but defined, like a word in a dictionary. Except that dictionary is full of concrete, crime scenes, investments, and evolution. When the song drops, day one, heads nod like, yeah, this is the Nas/Preemo I remember. But at the same time, younger fans hear it and think, so this is what everybody's been waiting on? They finally get a taste. Later that night, session's done, everyone else is packing up. Just them two left. Nas says, you realize this, right? This album is not just for us. It's for the kids who heard Illmatic in their parents' car, for the ones who only know you from playlists, not from buying CDs. DJ Premier responds, facts. but we still gotta make it for us first. If we love it, the real ones gon' feel it. He leans back, and DJ Premier says, "You think we waited too long?" Nas pauses. You can tell he's thought about this. Nas says, "Nah, look at everything that had to happen for us to get here. Your journey, my journey, all the ups and downs. The game had to change a few times. I had to live these songs. The timing is the timing." He shrugs, Nas grinning. "And besides, the longer we made them wait, the louder they gon' listen." They dap up. Decision made. Now we're here. A date on the calendar, December 12th, 2025. No title revealed publicly yet, just the promise, whole album, all beats by DJ Premier, all raps by Nas. Final chapter in the Legend Has It series. That alone is storyline enough, but there's something bigger under it. This isn't just about bringing back the 90s. This ain't a costume party or a nostalgia playlist. This is about showing the full arc of two careers, from NY State of Mind to a world where Queensbridge kids are trading crypto, streaming documentaries, and reading about Nas's business moves on Forbes. From Premier chopping samples on a SP-1200 in Smoky Studios, to him still getting booked across the world, still making young producers chase his drum sound, still having artists line up for one of those Preemo beats, you can already see how December 12th is gonna look on the timeline. Fans tweet, "We really getting a whole Nas and DJ Premier album in 2025. Hip-hop gods heard our prayers." Another fan on IG comment, "If this is even half as good as their old joints, I'm not listening to nothing else for a month." Fans on Reddit post, "This is 20 years of expectations. I just want it to sound honest. No chasing TikTok, no forced hooks, just bars and beats." And that's the beauty of it. No one expects Nas and Preemo to move like 19-year-olds. We expect them to move like legends who still care. That's what Nas was talking about when he said in that Rolling Stone convo that this album was a long time coming, and that at least two old ideas they'd been kicking around finally found a home on this project. It's not just an album, it's a time capsule and a time machine at the same time. Picture this, midnight, December 12th. You hit play, no fancy intro, no TikTok bait, just that first snare cracking like someone slamming a metal door. Preemo scratches a phrase from some old record you can't even name, but your neck starts moving anyway. Nas glides in, voice calm but sharp, like he's been rehearsing his entire life for this exact moment. 30 years from the park bench, still define the name. You feel it, Illmatic kid. It was written storyteller. God's son. The man who made King's Disease sound like grown man boom bap. All of them in one. Premier's doing what he always did, making beats that feel like the city itself is talking. Only now the city has more layers. Gentrification, apps, podcasts, crypto, AI, billion-dollar deals. And Nas is rapping from inside all that change, not outside it. This album is their way of stepping back to say, you saw the beginning. Now you're hearing the full circle. Interviewer sitting across from Nas and Premier. Interviewer asked, people been waiting on this collab album for like 20 years. How do you even approach something that hyped without it crushing you? DJ Premier responds, you don't chase the hype, you chase the truth. I just asked myself, if I never got another session with Nas again, what kind of beats would I regret not playing him? Then I played those, the Nas says. And I asked myself, if this is the last time I'm rapping on all Preemo beats, what do I have to say? Once we locked into that, it got a lot easier. Interviewer asked, is it a throwback album? Nas smirks and said, it's a remember. Where we from, but understand where we at album. It's not about copying the 90s. It's about showing you what happens when that foundation grows up and survives everything. DJ Premier says, yeah, this ain't dress up, this is evolution. So here's where we stand. The kid from Queensbridge who painted New York like a war journal. The DJ from Brooklyn whose drums rewired the whole coast. Decades of near misses, rumors, and half-finished sessions. A single called Define My Name to celebrate 30 years of Illmatic. A Legend Has It campaign crowning hip-hop OGs like comic book heroes. A Bristol show announcement that shook the timeline. all leading to one night, December 12th, one MC, one producer, one album that took a lifetime to arrive. Project sounds like classic, experimental, dark, soulful. One thing's already true. This isn't just another drop. It's the moment a promise made in the 2000s finally cashes out in 2025. And when that first track hits, you're not just pressing play on a new Nas album, you're stepping back into the dungeons of rap with the man who wrote the scriptures and the man who built the cathedral. Stay tuned, because on December 12th, hip-hop finds out what a full Nas and DJ Premier universe really sounds like.